TV. Of course, it is me once again, your curvilicious streamer, Quita, aka Malaysian Quita. And guys, today's game, Lord of the Rings Online. My friends, it must be like choose tough games to stream week, because Lord of the Rings Online, first off, before we get into some Riot talk, okay, is about 16 gigabytes. And for the graphics that I'm getting right now, I had to literally put it on like pretty much low settings to even get this imagery that you see right now. So forgive me if the graphics are not up to par like how it usually is, but it is time for me to get a new graphics card, because this game, and pardon me if there's gonna be a little bit of lag, so forgive me on that as well, because this is a very graphic intensive game. For as old school as it looks, the Lord of the Rings, pardon me, Online is a very graphic intensive game. So if you want to play it at the best settings, make sure you have a decent graphics card in your gaming PC or gaming laptop, because not everybody games, of course, on a desktop. So today's juicy topic of the day is something that I've just been compiling and waiting and doing pretty much beginner research on. Today, guys, we are going to be talking all about being a smaller streamer on Twitch. I want to give you guys some advice of what I've learned so far, but I want to also put it from the multicultural perspective, because if you are a person of color, once again, and not to say that this does not happen to, non-people of color, not to be like that, but I'm just saying, I'm keeping it real and I'm saying it like it is. There are certain things that you have to be prepared for when you are a multicultural streamer of color, especially if you're on the smaller side. So we're gonna go over some beginner stuff and stuff that I really wish that I had learned way earlier in starting streaming in the first place. So let's get into some Riot talk, shall we, before we talk a little bit in depth with today's game. So guys, oh my gosh, I am so tired. Unfortunately, remember I told you guys yesterday that I had an interview, right? Well, the interview didn't go through. I was kind of bummed, but it was just due to the fact that the person wasn't feeling well. So, I can understand that. Something must be going around, I swear, because it seems to me... Pardon me here as I get water to clear my throat here. But it just seems to me that people are getting sick now, and it's that time of the year. It's cold. You're dealing with different temperature changes. So we'll have to reschedule it. So I'm really, hoping it'll be, very, very soon. But, sometimes things happen for a reason. And I truly, definitely do, overall, I definitely do believe in that. But guys, I really am grateful for your support. And one thing that is very, 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 very important to me, my friends, is the fact that I just can't believe that I have such wonderful people that take the time to watch my stream. Like, guys, it means so much to me that you guys even take the time to invest in watching this stream, this show. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. But in particular, I gotta give a very, very, very special shout out to Mikhail W. Johnson. And here's why. So today, my friends, I was just, I saw that he came on, and I saw, I have notifications. So if you are a Twitch streamer and you do come in chat, I have no problem with you, shouting out your stream. As much as people say, oh, that's taboo, I don't care, because the importance of community is also, and the importance of a growth of a community is promotion. I mean, that's just how things grow. That's how, change happens, is giving different perspectives, and every streamer has a different experience. So with Mikhail, Hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. If not, I apologize. But this young man is so intellectual. He is so kind, and he has the biggest heart of gold. Okay, he came on my stream yesterday while I was playing Sims Life Stories, which I will do again. And we'll get back to that soap opera. You know what I mean? But this young man took the time to to really care and understand what I do. And let me tell you how much that means to me, and he has an awesome stream too. I really hope he streams regularly because he is hilarious. And guys, he cares about his chat, and he cares about what he plays, and he invests in making the awesome gaming PC. He actually has a picture of it on his page, so he really takes that seriously. He gave me fantastic advice in regards to what type of graphics card I should upgrade to. And Mikhail, thank you. So once again, you can check out, and I will have a link below so you can check out his Twitch. So once again, it is twitch.tv/Mikhail W. Johnson. So I will have the link below this video, my friends, so you can check him out. I mean, he is absolutely wonderful. And when I went to his stream, he acknowledged me. He gave me that respect. He remembered that he stopped by yesterday on my stream. And anytime he's on, I'm gonna support him. I appreciate having a new friend in my life. So Mikhail, thank you. I'm very grateful to you, and I will always support what you do, because I always appreciate people who have higher intellectual ways of thinking about things. And he's really funny too, and we have a lot in common. And it was just he's just so awesome, guys. That's the bottom line, okay? That is the bottom line. But guys, let's get into the game today, because I am extremely tired. Not to be like that, but it has been a long day. I got up at like 8 o'clock this morning for the interview that didn't happen. So I'm like defeated and depleted of the nutrients, you know what I mean? So I still had, this is by special request by the Wizard 410410. He wanted for me to play this game. So we'll see how great this game is. I also downloaded Lineage 2 again. We're gonna give it round 2 to see if we can actually get it to work. And I also downloaded Elite Lord of Alliance. I've talked about it in previous episodes, but I just want to play it because there's a new expansion. So they did some new updates, so I'm really looking forward to that. We're going to be talking about that later in the stream. And also, guys, find out later too, would you pay $17 for a character's haircut style in Tree of Savior? Just my 2 cents. I want to give my 2 cents on that. So let's get into our featured game, which I'm going to be playing right now, which is Lord of the Rings Online. So here's some more information about the game from Wikipedia, like I always do, right? The Lord of the Rings Online, commonly referred to the acronym, and me paraphrasing here, referred to the acronym of LOTRO. And initially it was branded as The Lord of the Rings Online Shadows of Angmar. Try saying that 10 times, right? Is a MMO, of course, for Windows as well as Mac. So there, Mac users, you guys get screwed. I mean, there's not a lot of games that you can really play, especially on Steam, for example. But you got League, you got Lord of the Rings Online. If you have any other games that are Mac, friendly, please leave it, please leave your comments, of course, below this video. And you can check out the archive of this stream on youtube.com/user/SIMTV now. So it takes place during a particular time in the Lord of the Rings timeline, which is kind of interesting, okay? So Lord of the Rings Online was developed and maintained by Turbine, after Jeffrey Anderson secured the rights to Vanity. Oh, so pardon me if I'm butchering these words today. So originally, guys, the Lord of the Rings Online was subscription based, okay? And then they decided to make it free to play, but with a paid VIP subscription, which gives those particular players certain perks, just like what they're doing with like the Founders Packs for like Devilion or like in Blade and Soul, and who knows, Black Desert Online may be the same way, you know, as well, in regards to certain perks and stuff like that. So what's really kind of cool though is that 4 or more of the or more prominent are access to all game regions and content that are not a part of an expansion pack. The ability, and these are all the features with the VIP, the ability to swiftly travel between major towns, the removal of the currency cap that would otherwise hamper the economic freedom of a player, which is kind of weird because you would think in an MMO, the more money you have, like in WoW, for example, the more money you have, that's the better off you would be. But it's different. And this is all first impression, guys, because I've never played this game before, actually. So then you also have the ability to send currency through the mail system and make cash on delivery payments. So that's pretty cool. So it was launched in, of course, North America, Australia, Japan, and Europe, April 24th, 2007. So you can definitely see the aging of this game, but it's still very popular, and it is known to have one of the best MMORPG communities online. I see how friendly people are. You know, I checked out the forums. People are really friendly in this game, and that's kind of rare because a lot of times MMOs, there's always this weird correlation between like rude people and MMOs, you know? So that's always a good thing. And in addition to the free updates, 5 expansion packs, guys, have been released. In 2008, it was Mines of Moria. In 2009, there was Siege of Mirkwood. Rise of Isengard came out in 2011. And Riders of the Rohan came out in 2012. Helm's Deep came out in 2013. So it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. And they just came out with their 17th update as well. Okay, so this is a game that's constantly being updated. So that means there's a good community for it. And that's always a very, very positive thing. Now, you know, I think that having that free to play mount, that switch from subscription to free to play is, I think personally, what is responsible for the Lord of the Rings Online growth. You know, because not everybody can afford a subscription-based game, especially like WoW, you know, unless you are playing enough where you can get, you know, you can get in-game cash to pay for your membership. Not everybody is a hard, that's the reason why I started this stream, is to kind of also acknowledge that not everybody is a hardcore gamer. There are some people who play casually, there's some people who play for social. So I always try to make I always try not, pardon me, I'm all over the place today, right? I always try not to make the assumption that when you think of a gamer or a geek, it has to be extreme. You know, it has to be either you're really into the culture or you're not, you know. But the only thing I can't stand though, and I'll be honest with this, is hypocrisy. I really hate people that don't take they just don't take you know, the geek culture seriously, because it's a family, my friends. Like, there are people who like know each other here, and we got some people in the room. Hey, I appreciate you being here. So we have Warrior Warbs Life. Okay, you guys are quite hilarious. And Warbs Life says, does this soundtrack line up for the one used for the movie? It sounds definitely a little bit different to me. This is just my first impression of it. Warbs, I think it's inspired. So one thing I do like about the Lord of the Rings like games that I've played so far is the fact that they're not the type of game where they try to make it like exactly like the movie. You know, that's boring. Like, for example, with the Power Rangers games, I really appreciate that the Power Rangers games really kind of it's the same thing. They didn't try to make it like exactly like the TV series, but there was a lot of things that were inspired by that. So it's always good to do that. So Warrior 411, you guys are absolutely hilarious. I swear, I do declare. But my friends, I tell ya, this is, if you're looking for a game that has a very friendly community, that was the #1 thing across the board from my research that I saw, is that people really enjoy this game. And let's get into it, my friends. We're gonna get into the gameplay, give you some of my first impressions. Of course, this game has PvP, it has deeds. So deeds are pretty much tracking accomplishments for each character that are not a part of the quest. So there are certain, and this is kind of different for an MMO, there are actually what are called regional deeds. Okay, and regional is going to be depending on what part or what land that you're in the game. And then there are, pardon me, specific rewards for that. Another thing too, which is really cool, is the identification system. So first names are selected, and then later on, once you get enough experience, you can get a surname. So how cool is that? I decided to play an elf. I mean, there are tons of classes, my friends, that you can play. You can even make your own house in this game, okay? I mean, this is a very in-depth type of game, and later on, I'm gonna kind of talk to you some reviews too of what I found. Hey, we got Digital Silence in the house. Hey, what's up, man? Hey. I am crazy. So can you guys hear me? Because I know with my gameplay, I swear, it's like the volume is just all over the place. It's like ridiculous. All right, so let's get into Lord of the Rings Online. This, once again, was viewer requested. Coming up next, I will have Lineage 2 as well as a Star Wars game, but I'm still trying to figure out which one to play, because there's like Battlefront, and then there's the Republic one, and here's a funny thing, the Knights of the Republic, that one was in the top 10 of a lot of lists for best RPG games of like all time. So, and Skyrim I'm gonna try to have on my list too. So the graphics card that I'm rocking, my rig, is ancient as all hell. It is a NVIDIA GeForce GTX 280, my friend. But I want to upgrade to the R9, the Radeon 9 graphics card from AMD, because my processor is the Athlon 2 processor, which is pretty good. But I just want to kind of keep congruency. So we have Shock Trooper 238 being all goofy. I appreciate you being goofy, my friend. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have in here. It's a pretty older graphics card, so that's the reason why I can't play games like I definitely have on my list. It was viewer requested for me to play The Witcher, so many people wanted for me to play that. So let's do this, okay? So let's enter Middle Earth. So you create your character. You can pick an elf, human. You can pick like pardon me for it, but dwarf. You can pick there's another one too. I completely forgot it. But yeah, so we'll see how this goes, my friends. We shall see how everything goes here today. Because this game is it's a very large file. This is the reason why I can't play Elder Scrolls Online. And I mean, this looks crazy, man. Okay, so this is cool. So we're gonna go over the tutorial, and also I'll just talk with you guys like how I always do, and you know, spit debris and all that. So WSAD, as you can see, I am sorry, very laggy, but that's just how it goes. You know, WASD. Now camera movement is with your mouse, so you know it's explaining here. Okay, you can go up and down like that. All right, and then we did that as well. All right, so let's talk to this fine gentleman here. Pardon me. Oh, I swear I do declare, my friends, my scalp is so dry. It's ridiculous. Moisturized time, right? But okay, so let's talk to Elron. Oh my gosh, Orlando Bloom as an elf, mega hot. Okay. So all right, let's see here. So you have to right click to
You cannot tarry
interact.
here any longer.
Okay, well there is some voiceover. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty good. There's some voiceover. Okay, so I have to right click to open a satchel. Okay, so then this shows you how to loot. Of course, you want to right click to pick up stuff. So here, all right, there is a satchel. Okay, excellent. All right, let's see. Oh, so I have to face the satchel to pick it up and get items. That's really lame. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, so hit the I key that shows your inventory, and I got some swag there. All right, got some title, cloak of many worlds. Okay, well this is good that you can just double click to equip. So let's do that. Okay, so that's pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet, my friends. So let's check that out. Okay. So, all right, so you can loot all, of course, which will put everything where you need to be. So I am equipped, my friends. This is pretty sweet. And we have like 3 bags, so that's tons of space here. Okay. And there's me with my like super cape. Let's see here. Okay, let me show you how I actually look like with the cape here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so and I hate these kind of games where when you turn, you don't actually like move your feet much. All right, so let's see what Mr. Elron has to say.
You are better armed.
All right, well that's good to know. Okay, so we have to follow Elron to Teglagan, my master. Okay. Of course I have to say it like that. So let's follow this fool. Da da da. What the heck? See, I don't like this camera angle already. This is not gonna be a good time with the camera angle. Alright, so let's go over here. Alright, let's see here. Alright, I think I'm gonna do it like that. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Alright, so let's go talk to the master here. We'll do this. Yeah, so the camera angles in Lord of the Rings here is kind of weird. Not even gonna lie. All right, so let's talk to Mr. Our master here. So we're gonna spar with Mr. Tegrin here. All right, so what you want to do is you want to right click. Whoa. All right, so that's right clicking. So that's how to attack. I can tell right away that I will not be playing this game because I hate games like this where, you know, you're right clicking like what the heck. All right. Whoa. The great sound of crashing can be heard outside. Well, that's good to know. All right, let's see what Mr. Elron has to say. All right, let's talk to Talagan Silvertongue outside of the library. All right, so portals and doors. Okay, so to open a door, you just right click. So the good thing about this game, guys, is they did make it simple. So I'm not gonna lie on that. I really do appreciate that they did make that simple. I'm really glad that they did make it that way. Okay, so that's good to know. Let's talk to Mr. Silver whatever. Okay, so right click on anyone that has a ring icon. So these icons, a flaming ring shows that it's part of the main storyline, so it's an epic quest. This is similar like in Dungeon Fighter Online, where you have like very epic quests and mini quests, side quests, that type of stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool though, not gonna lie. Alright, so let's continue quest here. Alright, let's see where I need to go. Okay. Alright, so someone's gonna open the gate for me, which is good. Well, thank you, good sir. Oh, no! Alright, someone did open the gate for me. Appreciate it. Okay, well, so where the heck do we go here? Okay, there we go. I was wondering, where do we go? Alright, guys, so let's get into my multicultural guide here. The multicultural small streamer guide. Alright, so let's see here. Oh, I am a young one, apparently. Okay, so let's go this way. But guys, the first thing that you want to think about before even getting your computer, or what some people call accessories, we call peripherals. Okay, so make your way to the west gate. Okay, well, that's good to know here. Let's see, can I get through here? Let's see, I don't think I can get through here. Let's see. Nope, I can't get through here. But besides the point here, so the first thing before even buying a computer, because I tell people a computer is like a car, it is a long-term investment. Now there are pros and cons with getting a gaming desktop or a PC or a gaming PC. Now here's the thing, you do not have to buy a specifically labeled gaming PC, because there's two ways that you can go about this. You can either build your own, or you can buy one that's already pre-built. Now, there's a lot, to me personally, a lot of times people are like, oh, you're not a real gamer if you don't build your PC. But here's the thing, some people don't have the time, or sometimes some people don't have all the money that's sometimes involved to do that. So it's better to just get something that's already done, and that's what I did. I have a friend that actually builds PCs, and he put one to, he had one already put together. I was telling him what I was doing, and then he ended up, giving me this one. So that was the first thing I had to think about was, hey, what type of computer do I want? Because with streaming, I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna need to get better internet. So for me, my internet, I have a 30x3 connection, which is not the best. A lot of times people say you should have a little bit higher than that, but you have to get what you can afford. That's the bottom line, to be honest with you. A lot of times people just get stuff because, everybody else is doing it, but in reality, you really want to start small. That was the first mistake that I did when I started streaming, was I thought I needed to get all this expensive stuff, and it adds up, guys. Like, for example, as much as I love this my headset that I'm using to talk to you right now is the Razer RGB USB headset, and although the quality is pretty decent and works for me, there's TTE Sports, guys, and I've mentioned this in the past. TTE Sports is a great brand, okay, and I've used their stuff personally, so for me, I can attest to that. Like right now, I am using their TTE Sports by Thermal Take, their Poseidon Z RGB keyboard, because mechanical keyboards tend to be the way to go sometimes for a lot of PC gamers. But when you are starting off, my friends, really start simple. Like, do not, pardon me, bend over backwards when it comes to getting peripherals and getting your setup. And then if you decide to do Twitch too, right, or just let's say you want to do streaming, or if streaming to Twitch, or if you want to have a YouTube channel, the next thing you want to think about too, besides buying your equipment, is what type of stream do I want to have? And when you are a smaller streamer, let me tell you guys, there'll be times where people come in your room, and there'll be times where people don't come in your room. And the key, like everyone says, is do not get, please do not get discouraged. Because it is very easy. Why isn't this door opening? Like, this is crazy. They said right click to open the door, but apparently I can't open it. Let me see here. what I need to do. But yeah, guys, there are many, 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 many times, um, for me personally, when I started, I originally started, like you guys know, playing Dungeon Fighter online. And for those of you who don't know, then I went on and branched off to other games, because the key thing that I tell people is you do not want to be burnt out. You know, if you're playing the same game, it's starting to get boring. You know, you can have what's called a variety channel. Then there are some people who are pro gamers, and they specifically, or people who just have really good skill with a certain game, and that's what they stick to. But the other thing I want to tell you guys is the way that you behave also sometimes can reflect on what type of audience is going to appear in your chat. So if you tend to play more popular games, that doesn't necessarily mean that your audience is going to be at high volume, you know. And for some people, you know, they grow an audience like overnight, you know, because there's certain characteristics that people like about the particular streamer, and that's what attracts people to them. But do not get discouraged. Like when I started, nobody was talking to me. And then as I decided to have a variety channel and do first impressions, and many of you know my specialty is in multicultural gaming, so that became kind of like a niche for me. But I still kind of had variety in the games that I play, and that is how I started building my community as well. And KIS is my acronym. Keep it simple. When you first start off, don't worry about a brand, don't worry about your image, just stream. Just stream as much as you can. Get yourself out there. Play as many, games if you want to as you can, or play a game that you're really passionate about. And then one thing that's very important too is to do the research. Now this is a mixed bag because there are a lot of different channels on Twitch. Some people are comical. Some people like me are social commentators. There are people who do like first impressions and let's plays and stuff like that. So those are some of the stuff that you need to figure out. And when you're smaller too, don't think that you don't have the potential as the bigger streamers do. Yes, you do. For some people, it just takes time. But if you see the people that are very, very successful, is because they're aware of their audience, they're aware of the equipment that they use, and they're also aware of, Twitch being that type of platform that they can use to show their individual style and personality, and all those things equate. But when you're smaller though, just keep it simple. Just start playing, start streaming, getting yourself out there. And then the other part of it too, guys, is community. I cannot tell you, like, I have now Mikhail, and shout outs to Lady Miss 80. She has been fantastic to me as well. And Jackie and Justin from Just J to J. And I met all these people, guys, through Twitch, but also from external communities, because there's a lot of communities too outside of Twitch that can help you get better at streaming. What I personally recommend is Reddit's Twitch community. They have also been very helpful to me in kind of learning how Twitch works as well, and on certain things. And look, what works for one person too, that doesn't necessarily mean it works for you. But here are some of my recommendations for what I was talking about in regards to level 1. If you want to build your own PC, or gaming rig as they would say, you gotta be aware that you do not have to break the bank. On average though, you can make a okay rig for about 500 to 600, and that's really on the lower budget end, to be honest with you. And most people will say, oh, spend $1,000. No, you don't have to. A lot of times, guys, just wait for sales like Black Friday or the beginning of 2016, that type of sales too. And there are a lot of companies, like for me personally, I've never used like iBuyPower, or that type of stuff, just because for me, I read reviews, and some people really liked it, but there was a lot of reviews where a lot of people were not, they were also not happy with iBuyPower too. So those are things that I take into account. Now, as a disclaimer, I'm not here, to say that one brand is better than the other, but this is just from my experience. You always want to make sure that you do your research before building a computer, or nevertheless even doing streaming, like, period. I don't even know what's going on here, guys, because oh, so now this wants to open. What the heck is that? I don't even know where to begin. Okay, let's go over here. I think I'll have to go up here because oh shoot, there we go. Excellent. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the meter for your leveling up. And okay, so if we earn enough, of course our levels will go up, like no duh. So here we can check to see our deeds, see our skirmishes, and all of that. So this is a very in-depth game. For me personally, I would not recommend this game for beginners, but that is just me. Man, look at all these people on the ground. This is ridiculous. No, but seriously. Alright, so let's keep going at these dwarfs here. Come on. And see, I don't like this. I really don't like this. Okay, so let's see. Can I? Oh, okay, there we go. Alright, excellent. So now I'm getting the hang of this. You can use 1 and 2 for your special attacks as well. But yeah, I'm telling you guys, like, you gotta make sure you do your research. Just because someone says this particular brand is better, than the other, that doesn't mean that it is. Because like when I read reviews with like iBuyPower, there were people who really liked iBuyPower and it worked for them. But that's because maybe for those people, they did their research and then they got a gaming rig from iBuyPower. This is not me saying iBuyPower is bad. But for me, the reason why I didn't get stuff from them was just because I took account the reviews that I saw, but then I also took account that the rigs that they had were not the type that I needed for what I wanted to do too. So that's the other thing too that you have to put into account. There's a lot of companies out there, guys, that make gaming, PCs as well. So I will have a link below. So this video. So with all the stuff that I'm talking about, another company like I mentioned earlier too, because once you, well, pardon me, let me backtrack here. So once you, decide, like I said, you want to start, building your own computer, another website that I recommend too is PC Part Picker. Okay. So PCPartPicker.com, it's a really good way of you to do like price comping and checking, here are some recommended parts for this type of rig that you're trying to do, or this is some parts, that are a little bit cheaper, or this is, what would be, different recommendations. And, it's just a really good website for tracking like prices, and it's just really good, especially when you're trying to build, or if you're trying to do what's called budget rigging, which is very popular on YouTube. I've seen a lot of videos where people are making 500, 600, 800, 900, and then they give you all the breakdown. PC Part Picker is a quick and easy way, of being able, to break it down, to be honest. Now, this is coming from, like I said, Reddit has a great Twitch community, and here are just some tips that people like have mentioned in regards to, doing this Twitch thing. Because let me tell you guys, Twitch, once you get really popular, it can be something that is like a full-time job. You have to make sure that you are satisfying your audience and you're making unique content. And you have to be able to balance it out. It's very, very important. So one of the things that I noticed though is that this is the thing I mentioned earlier. You want to play games you enjoy, or you will burn out. You don't want to just play League of Legends because everybody's playing League of Legends. You don't want to play certain games just because everybody else is playing it. You want to play games that you're comfortable with, games that will challenge you, and that's what ties into, you gotta know what type of channel that you're gonna do too. And sometimes you may not know, you just kind of stream, and then when you stream, then you start to kind of figure out what type of channel that you want to do, because that's what I did. Was I just started streaming, and then I realized, hey, I have a particular like niche, and hey, I'll do a gaming talk show. But not everybody on Twitch wants to do a gaming talk show. You know what I mean? So it's just really important to be aware of of the diversity on Twitch and what's available. But when you're a smaller streamer as well, I think once you kind of at least have an idea of what you would like to do, later on it kind of makes it easier if you want to narrow it down, as to narrow it down as well. And then the other thing too is there is no shame in asking your audience questions. The reason why I'm playing this game today was due to audience suggestion. And through audience suggestion, that's how I'm able to kind of learn about, and pardon me guys, I am just itching my scalp here, being super ratchet. It's probably time for me to wash my hair again. And it might be just the dryness in my like office too, because that can happen. Alright, so let's continue killing these door hand dwarfs. Come to my blade, elf. Okay, well, I am coming to your blade, oh dear Sir Elf. Come on, let's go. Alright. So the scenery is very beautiful though, but the graphics on lowest settings here, it makes the game look kind of dated. I'm not even gonna lie. So alright, so we have defeated the Doorhand invaders. Okay, yep. The massacre was not really a massacre, my friend. So what the heck do we need to do here? Okay, what news did you bring here? Let's see. Do not disturb me. Let's see here. Come on. Oh, well, that really sucks. Okay, so let's see here. This seems to be like an epic quest. Sorry, guys. I am just super itchy and sweaty today. It's gross. Alright, let's see here. Huh. So aid in the defense of the courtyard. So we'll do that. Alright, let's see. Whoa! Let's check this out. But I will say the tutorial is very nice though. Okay. Alright, so this is drama. Whoa! I am dizzy. When will I get out of this state of dizziness? Huh. Okay, let's go. Alright, there we go. Oh, well, that was drama? Really? That's kind of crazy, but you know how that goes. Alright, let's check this out. Okay, so we gotta follow this gentleman here. Or fellow elf. Man, there's just bodies hitting the floor here. Alright. This is crazy. The relics are mine. That's what they always say. Whoa, what's going on here? That's insane. I can't believe he did that. I put a lot of money into putting that roof over his head. Oh, so classy. That is horrible. Absolutely horrible here. Alright, so I also found for you guys too, this is making use of. This is a really, really good site if you're just kind of looking for just quick tips on things. So, alright, let's see here. Finish now. Okay, so we are going into a new area here.
Abandoned. A ruined testament to the greed of Scoregreen.
Well, that's cool to have kind of cutscenes in between too. That's pretty sweet. But I found this link too. 5 tips for a audience. 5 tips for building an audience on your live stream channel as well. So you always want to, and I agree with them, is initiating conversations. people are investing their own personal time to talk to you. So please don't fake that. Please be sincere and give everybody that common respect just to say hi. Even if you're in the middle of something, I get it, but even afterwards, still say hi, because that shows that person that you care, and it makes them feel special as well. And who doesn't want to feel special? You know what I mean? But be sincere. Don't be artificial about it. I'm just honest truth, okay? So another thing too, from the multicultural perspective, to be honest with you,
I have come
and
to offer my service
can be
to this
frustrating.
puzzle.
Ooh, I want that blessed play. Let's see here. Okay. All right, so let's go talk to Eldon, son of Elrond. Okay, sweet.
It is
See what
interesting
he
that
has to
dwarves arrived
say.
when we did, though we came for different purposes.
All right, let me get that breastplate.
You spared a moment of your time?
My
Okay, so
father
we
is
did
great
talk about
among
that
the
before.
wise, and his dreams and foretellings do not often
Okay, so the
stray
quest
from the mark.
guiding system will help you point to where you need to be. Well, that's good, because then that saves you time from having to run around in a circle here. So, all right, let's see where we need to be here. Okay, so we need to talk to Methrian. Look, there's a bear! You gotta love bears. Okay, there we go. Pardon me, guys. I am so sorry. My scalp has been really dry. I need to get a good moisturizer.
Gavonen,
So,
what do you make of this riddle?
okay, so let's do that. The snow below is black from soot. So that was the black snow that Elrond saw in his dream. Interesting. Alright, let's see here. Okay, let's take a look here. So, okay. Okay, so we actually, okay, so it's giving you the direction of where you need to go next. All right, excellent. Let's see. Nope, I am going the wrong way. Let me go this way. But I will say about this game though, guys, it is very, very, very vibrant. I mean, you can tell the environments are so similar from, you know, from the movies. So, I mean, it's pretty cool though, not gonna lie. Okay, so this is Winter Heights. Where the heck am I supposed to go here? All right, see Dora's in the insight. All right, let me see here. The person has to be here because I'm still in like training mode though. But kind of going back to the topic at hand here, from a multicultural perspective, there are going to be some unique challenges. And this is not to say that like someone who's not, you know, a person of color would not go through this, because everybody goes through all the stuff that I'm describing. But when you are a person of color, there are some unique challenges, such as, for example, racial slurs. I'll give an example of this. A couple, like maybe 2 or 3 days ago, I just had a whole bunch of people in here, which was awesome, but they were using derogatory terms that were specifically kind of addressed towards African American people. So one thing I will say is, if you do not have a tough skin, you shouldn't be doing Twitch, because there are going to be a lot of times you're going to see stuff in this chat, you know, in the chat box there, you know, and you're going to be like, what the heck? Like, why would someone go out of their way to be that acidic and say that? But that's just the nature sometimes of being online, is that people, there's just some people out there who are going to say whatever they're going to say, and how they feel about you, and like, you know, 40 million other things. But the thing that is important though is you do not allow the haters, or even people in general who may have a difference of opinion, which is fine, but do not allow them to marginalize who you are. Because sometimes with people of color, not all people of color, because I can only speak for myself and my experience, is sometimes we allow ourselves to be marginalized and stereotyped, or we behave in certain ways that people would assume for a particular you know, for a particular cultural group, you know, for a particular cultural group. And one thing I strive to do is to educate people. I never want people to feel, or give them well, first off, I never want people to feel that I am not being sincere. And for me, it's so important. That's how I interact with my audience. I give them the utmost respect and I treat them like they're my family. And I think maybe that's the reason why I have so many regulars that come back, like the Wizard 410, Anthony Max, like Quadruple X, Xeno Freak. These people, Mikhail and, Just J to J and Lady Miss 80s. These are people that who have, invested in getting to understand who I am. So, oh, there's the person that I was supposed to talk to. Like, what the heck?
I was the one who led the party.
Oh my gosh.
But there
That is
is a slight
ridiculous,
flaw in my
guys.
thinking.
But yeah, be prepared for that. Be prepared that, I got a comment that day where someone said, I'm really surprised. There's not a lot of black women on Twitch, which is not true. But there's sometimes where people just want to, give you a hard time. So the best thing to do is to know why you are streaming. Know your purpose, and make sure it's something that you enjoy. Because once something that you enjoy becomes something that you dislike, you're gonna not do it anymore. And I'm telling you, my friends, I have been called every name in the book in this conversation chat box here, but I just ignore it. Or sometimes people use it as a catalyst for humor, and that's what I try to do. And the funny thing is, sometimes when people hating on you, they're actually people who really find what you do kind of interesting too. So that's the way for me personally, I take a look at it. That's just how um, how I view it personally. Another thing too, from the making use of Article 2, which I think is really important too, is don't be afraid to break out the ban hammer. I've had to ban, some people, and for me, I used to be like, well, I'm not gonna ban them. But then there are gonna be sometimes you'll get people who just can't understand that, there's respect in the chat, and when people are being so acidic that it's taking away from people who are your regulars or people who are interested in your content, by all means, you have every right to ban them. You do. Because no one deserves to take the soapbox from you. This is your stream. This is the thing that you enjoy, and do not let people try to bring you down and make you feel bad. It's just, don't give them that power, guys. I'm telling you. Do not give them that power. Okay, so let's put on those gauntlets there. Oh, that's pretty sweet. We're getting some good experience, though. All right, let me put on the gauntlets here. And that breastplate is everything. All right, and we got a lot of bag space, so I'm really, in regards to that, I am very, very impressed. So, all right, let's see here. So we have to talk to the champion trainer nearby. Let's see here. Let's see, champion trainer nearby. Yeah, trying to see here. Huh. I will say this game is quite complicated. I mean, finding your way around is kind of horrendous, though, not gonna lie. So I'm like trying to find my way here. Oh, there he is. And there's a lot of clutter, though. There is a lot of clutter. Oh, here's some new weapons, though. Okay, there we go. Thrill of the fight. Alright, so talk to the champion trainer nearby. Let's see here. Oh, Learn the skill of Savage Strikes and then use it on the dummy. Okay, so let's do that. So, which one is Savage Strikes? Oh, that's Savage Strikes. Okay, so we'll do that. Alright, let's see here. Okay, so I do not have the correct amount of favor. Okay, that's kind of weird. I think I got it though. No, I didn't yet. Alright, let's see here. And you can also form fellowships too, like in the movie, which is really cool, you know, and or kingship, that's what they call it, like for guilds and stuff like that. It's pretty sweet though. I will say that is a very unique feature.
Hail, friend, and well met.
Okay, let me take a look here and try this one. Alright, let me come on this side too. Okay. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. I can't... Let's see here.
Hail, friend, and well met.
Oh, okay. So I have to build... Okay, rely on fervor or fervow to activate some of their skills. Okay, so use Swift Strike skill to build 2 fervor. Okay, I see what you have to do. So you have to build your favor or whatever first. Okay, I see. So let's do that. Okay, I see. And this is, I think this is like the meter for that, perhaps. Okay. There we go. Let's just keep rolling here and see if I can get the meter to go full. There we go. That was easy. Wink, wink. No, it was not.
Sweet-eyed melon.
I think I'll try that axe. Alright, experiences. Oh, we went to level 2! Yay! Alright, so I'm doing pretty good though. I can't complain. This game is kind of boring though. I won't lie. I mean, this is not the most like exciting thing because it's a tutorial. And it's talking about the Lord of the Rings store and the premium stuff, so here. So let's accept that. Okay. So we have to talk to Dornell. See, there's a lot of people in here, which is not a bad thing, but it's just it's so much color that it's kind of confusing to be like, where is the person that you're looking for? See here. That. Okay. Let me see. Let me go back up here. We have to talk to Dornell. Okay. But yeah, guys, I mean, if you have to ban people, just do it respectfully. This is what I do. I give the person a warning. I usually give 1 or 2 warnings just to, you know, be professional and be nice. But if they are still being acidic, then they're out. That's just what, you know, I do. Other people recommend doing a mod format. But let me tell you guys, if you're going to have a mod, please make sure it's somebody that you really, really trust and that they're able to handle the position. Because I know for me, if I ever needed mods in the future, I would personally put them through like an application process so that I know they have experience, you know, in modding in the past, and you know, and stuff like that. And also, guys, I have a couple of links too. I have linked for OBS, because the next thing you have to consider, so once you have your computer, you know, already either pre-built, or you're building one and you have your monitor and you have your peripherals, like, and there are so many different companies, guys, that carry peripherals. There's TTE Sports, like I mentioned, by Thermaltake. There's Logitech. There's Corsair. There's Razer. And even in between that, guys, there's like, for example, my mouse here that has 72 DPI. This is the for the game mouse from Zelotez. And I found out about this company by eBay. I was just looking for a very affordable gaming mouse. And guys, it has, I'll even show you this right now. It has a very long, really sturdy braided cord, which is definitely a plus when you're looking at gaming mice. And I've shown this so many times. I know you guys are getting sick of it, but it is worth it, my friends. It's so beautiful. It has your DPI, so you can switch between. And I mean, 72 is pretty good for what I need. Now, some, you know, the Razer has like tens of thousands of DPI, but you know, here's the other thing too, in regards to like name brands too. Just because it's a big name brand, that doesn't mean that, you know, it's in your price, you know, your price range. So this I got for only $10. So I have a link below of all the stuff that I'm talking about. And then once you get your peripherals and everything set too, the next thing you want to look at is what are you going to be streaming with, because you do need software to be able to stream your gameplay. There are 2 main options that I see a lot of streamers use. The first one is XSplit, but honestly, from what people have told me, XSplit is kind of, it's not always the best for them. And for some people I've met, XSplit, you know, works really well. The best way I tell people, it's like a video version of like Photoshop, and you can put different layers. That's how I have my, as you can see, I have a banner running as well as my webcam. That is from the streaming software that I'm using. The other one that I'm using right now is OBS, which stands for Open Broadcaster Software. Guys, I'm going to tell you like it is right now. Please make sure you take the time to understand how OBS works, or you will be in for quite a learning experience and a learning curve. So I also have included an excellent link by OBS Project for like pretty much the fundamentals of how to set up OBS for streaming. It's great. It's really self-explanatory, and it is absolutely wonderful. Now, kind of tying it back in for gaming peripherals, the other option that you can do, but there is definitely pros and cons to this, is refurbished stuff. Now, with refurbished, what they do is, you know, they take the item and they check it, make sure everything is working for optimization. But it's something that, you know, has already, of course, been used, but they refurbished it, or maybe defective too, and refurbished it to quality settings. Now, for me, I don't mind getting refurbished stuff, because you get it for half the cost that, or even more than that, depending on the item that you were originally paid for. And do your research, guys. There's so many different. That's how I found out about TTE Sports and got my my keyboard from them, was because my friend And have friends too that are into gaming and like PC stuff as well. You know, techies. You know, just like super techies. Because then they will help you to kind of give you some insight. But at the end of the day, don't just let people's influences sway you when it comes to doing streaming or if you want a game, period. You want to make sure you get the stuff, like I said, that you are content with and that you're happy with. So I don't know where this Dornell is. Where the heck is Dornell? Let's see here. Like looking for Dornell here. Alright, I think I'm gonna go down here and see. Let me see what's up here. Oh, that's the wood area. Okay, so you see what's down here, because apparently I'm supposed to go see Dornell. And I don't like the fact there's no way to kind of, I mean, it's the challenge of figuring it out. Pardon me, guys. Pardon me. Figuring out, you know, who is who and where is where, but still. Nope, there was a little lag there. Hmm. Oh. See here. Oh, we got a lot of enemies out here. Huh. Let's see where this Dornell is. Well, he's certainly not up here or here. Huh. You can get lost really easily in this game from what I see here. Alright, let's see. Oh, okay, I think he's over here. Huh. Okay, so this is Dorwallen.
Will you stay and speak with me a moment? What do you need? Will you help me?
And as you can see here, here's the limitation. It says that you have to unlock this quest, which I think is ridiculous. I mean, if you're going to make something free to play, just make it free to play, right? So, my gosh, but it's just absolutely crazy. And let's go over the news here, and then we're going to just wrap it up. I can feel myself going to sleep, right? But that's just how it goes sometimes, right? So this is coming from MMOBomb.com. Tree of Savior Cash Shop charges $17 to $25 for haircuts. Tree of Savior Online has opened its Cash Shop, offering XP boosts, consumables, costumes, and pretty pricey haircuts. Steparu, if you have not had a chance to check out Steparu, if you're really interested in like the anime style MMORPGs and stuff like that, Steparu is definitely a place you want to check. Took a look at the free-to-play games Cash Shop in the video above, noting the following conversion. So 200 TP, which is 19,600 in, I forgot the name of the Korean currency, which is $17, or 300 TP, which is 29,400, which translates into $25. So I mean, honestly, I don't really spend. I mean, Blade and Soul, to be honest, was the first time that I actually got a founders pack, but it was for something that I really was excited about, and Devilian as well. But you do not, to me, you do not need a founders pack. I would just wait. In this case, founders pack opened up closed beta, so that's a little bit different. But if they're not doing something like that, I really want to play Asta too, because I heard Asta is pretty good as well. um but overall though, I mean, for me, I would say that is quite pricey. I mean, at this point, it's just like, well, what's the point? I mean, it's hair, you know? It's not like something that would give you like a boost in the game. Then I could definitely understand it. But yeah, in the comments below, guys, that's going to be my question for you. What do you feel about MMORPGs when they have a cash shop? Do you think it's efficient? Or how do you also feel about when a MMORPG that you play is making prices like that? I mean, I just think that's absolutely absurd. And then ELOA, this is once again coming from MMOBomb.com. First, content update increases level cap and adds new zones. Webzen, which is the same company that made Asta, as well as C9, which is known as Continent of the Ninth Seal, Elite Lord of Alliance has already released a pretty significant content patch, adding new player level zones and more. The biggest change in the update is the fact that the 4 level cap increased from 36 to level 40, as all other additions and changes are direct results of this. So in order to accommodate for the increase, for the cap increase, what the developers did is they introduced new zones. And there's an area called Crying Land, which comes with its own event dungeon. So it's just going to show that ELOA, or Elite Lord of Alliance, is doing pretty well. And I've played the game like when it first was released. And yeah, it's pretty decent though. The only thing I don't like is that armor breaking, and then like in Blade and Soul, you have to go repair your armor, then go and fight again. And it's just like, what? It's, oh my gosh, it is absolutely crazy. So guys, I really don't care for this game, Lord of the Rings Online. I don't know why everybody makes such a big deal out of it, you know. To be honest, these are the different classes. There's a burglar, captain, champion, guardian, hunter, lore master, which is kind of like a multi-purpose like spell class, spell casting class. There's minstrel, rune keeper, which is very similar to like Instocoden, and then warden, and then there's also bear. It's like bear Noring. So that's pretty interesting though, I'm not gonna lie. And this game really got really high ratings. It was like 4 out of 4.5 stars, or some people even gave it. But I really don't see the appeal. I think it's very confusing. The interface to me is definitely clunky. And even people on Reddit too, in the MMORPG community, which I really admire too, is a lot of people are saying that it was dated. And yeah, the graphics are very dated. I feel if they updated it then and kind of gave it a better like questing system, then the game would be, the game would be more enjoyable for me. But like they say, you have to play a game long enough sometimes before you start until you really start to enjoy it. Definitely. Eurogamer.net also has a really interesting review in regards to the game as well, so I'll have that all posted, including Metacritic as well, and what people thought about the game. But guys, I will say, pardon me here, I'm all like, yeah, Lord of the Rings Online, I will be deleting as soon as this stream is over. This is probably the worst game that I have played. I do not like this interface. The controls and everything are easy, but finding your way around is atrocious. I mean, I don't even know where I am right now. It's such a very vast and open world. So definitely, if you're into that kind of I would say more linear sandbox type field in a way where I mean you still have quests and stuff, but there's so much openness to explore. Um, this game is definitely going to be right up your alley. If you're a fan of Lord of the Rings, definitely check it out. But yeah, I don't recommend. I don't recommend this game at all. So let's do some food for thought, shall we? So when I was thinking about being a small streamer, and honestly, I felt like giving up sometimes. I'm like, why the heck am I doing this? Who would take the time, to watch me? Like, am I even really worth it? But what I kind of come to realize is sometimes you are your worst enemy. And the only person that really sees the potential of you being good at what you do and like achieving to a higher level of greatness is you. Also, take the personal responsibility. Don't just go out there and buy a $1,000, gaming PC and the bells and whistles and get the ultimate setup, because how about streaming is something that you don't enjoy? So make sure when you're buying something, and this is common sense, of course, you want to make sure it has multi purposes for it. So just in case if you decide not to stream, um, you know, that you at least have the computer to be able to do something else with. My other tip, though, and my final thing, just kind of reflecting, is have fun. So many times people kind of, focus on the gameplay. They're not talking to, their chat, which is their audience. And these are the people that invest time to, to see your gameplay. But then on top of that, it builds community. So never forget the community. I cannot tell you enough. Like when you forget the community, then your show's not going to really grow because there's not going to be people who are regulars who enjoy what you do. So for me, the bottom line, I am authentic. I keep it real, you know, and everybody's going to be different, but it's important to respect those differences as well. So, guys, I am so sorry I was all over the place today. Like I was saying, I am, a multicultural small streamer, but I don't allow that to define who I am. I embrace my differences, my diversity, my identity, and I share these things with you because I love just sharing stories and seeing people, seeing a growth in my audience, the intellectualism, the conversations that we have. That's why I invest in this. I'm not a streamer because I'm trying to be popular or I'm trying to do something that would make me not be me. So I am always 110 myself, So guys, people will love your uniqueness. They'll embrace your uniqueness. So don't be something that you're not. Okay? Always put your best foot forward, and like I said, as a disclaimer, this is all things from my experience, okay? I don't want people being like, "Why did you say that you know, oh, haha, we have Kanako 90. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I have been talking to yourself. Yes, I have. Nothing wrong with that. That's just how it goes sometimes. Um, it that's just what happens when you stream. That's just what happens. I appreciate you being here, my friend. But like you see, I take the time to interact with my audience. I just think um that's what it makes a difference. It really does. And I always tell people that be yourself. Like if you are laid back, you're going to have a laid back show. If you're like me and I am, someone that's energetic a little bit. Well, today I'm kind of tired, but you know how that goes. Uh but if you're energetic, then that's just how you're going to be too. And if no one's talking to you, that doesn't matter. Treat your show like you have 50 million people in here. That's what I do. For me, this is my, it's a passion. It's definitely a hobby. It's something that I also take professionally as well in the future someday. Um, but I always try to be sincere because when you're sincere, that's how people relate to you. And I don't try to be something that I'm not. Like when I do a game review or something, like a first impression or something on Sin TV, I say it how I feel. So to this is Conical 90. I appreciate it that you acknowledge that I've been talking to myself this whole time, yeah. But that doesn't matter to me because I look at it as I am informing my audience, you know? And here's the other thing too, even if you don't get people in chat, okay? There are, if you decide to export your videos to to YouTube, and do that too, there's an audience on there as well. So I forgot to mention that. Also, besides, the networking and building community amongst not only other people on Twitch or other, other streamers and your audience, the other thing that's important as well is to, to note too that there are other places too that you can connect and network. Like I said, there are a lot of places, different forums, different, gaming communities that, you don't want to spam, but just let people know that you are, that you're here. I wouldn't be where I am today if it was not for people like Michael, pardon me, and Lady Miss 80s and Just J. These were people. I'm going to talk about this briefly before I go here because I feel it in my heart to talk about this. These are people that had faith in me before I even had faith in myself that I was doing the right thing with this, you know? And these were people that I can, I can talk to, and, they give me honest, open, advice and opinions, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing at all. So, for me, it could be 5 people in here. There could be 10 people in here. There could be 1 person in here. I don't care. Like for me, the people who come in here and take the time to understand what I do, those are the people that I invest in understanding, and the people who give me constructive criticism. But the people who want to be negative, or the people who want to, that, it's just, to me, I feel that anytime someone's wanting to be negative to you, and here's the best advice if you're a smaller streamer too, if people are being negative to you, that is their loss. You know what you gain? Gain a lot more confidence when you're doing this. Because as you build confidence, and you are being who you are, you will enjoy being on Twitch. You will enjoy streaming. But you will hate streaming when you allow, the people who want to be Debbie Downers, the people who want to be negative, the people who want to nitpick. And let me tell you, people just think that here's the thing that makes me laugh sometimes, is that people think that they can define who I am. People think that they can, they nitpick every little thing that I do without even giving constructive criticism. Sometimes, not all the time. How do you expect me to do better with this stream, with this show, if you're just saying you suck? How, pardon me here, let me move my, character around here and see if I can find this. Like, yeah, it's a little rant today. Okay, let's get this rant out. I need to get this out of my system. How do you expect people to do better is when you say you suck and then there's no constructive feedback. Like none whatsoever. None. But yet you want me to improve. Yet you want me to do better. Yet you want me to grow. It's frustrating. And that's another thing too. A lot of small streamers, when they start off, not all, but a lot of them quit because of that. Because they allow the negativity to get to them. And guys, like I said, I I am always here as, a resource to you. I will have all the links below of everything that I've talked about today. And the reason why I do that, because so many people tell me, well, how is this a gaming talk show? I don't have to define that to you. Like, if you're taking that much energy to be negative, I I don't I don't think it's worth me addressing you. I mean, to be to be honest, um, yeah, it can be frustrating, guys. It can definitely be frustrating. So what I tell myself is that I do this because it's something that I enjoy. That's why I do this. Like, I don't do this because everybody else is doing it and it's trendy. You know, like, that's, to me, that's stupid to do that. Always do things in your life because you enjoy it. It's something that you are passionate about. It's a drive. That's why I do what I do. If I did things because of other people, I wouldn't be where I am today. I appreciate being influenced, people giving me guidance and advice, but at the end of the day, you also have to make decisions of how you perceive yourself to the world. And I'm telling you guys, if you take the time, please, before you even start streaming, please take the time to do research of what you're doing, and you will be surprised how that will save you a lot of headache. Especially, guys, take the time to learn OBS or XSplit or whatever you want to use, because there's so many different software that's out there. I forgot the new one that's out as well. I forgot. Like, I forgot that. But yeah, there's so many. But OBS, please take the time to learn OBS. It is a learning curve, not gonna lie. But if you're someone that's, you learn tech stuff really fast, then definitely you will learn OBS very quickly. But if you're someone that's new to streaming or new to that type of software, there are a lot of tutorials, especially on YouTube, and even visual tutorials that I've seen, and that's what really helped me, and understanding, things that, like, what certain games will be able to run on my system versus others. Because a lot of times I get requests for games and I'm like, wait a minute, this is something that's not going to work with my rig, So I'm telling you guys, that open dialogue and research and all these factors play a role in how your stream, the results of your stream is, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, that's really the bottom line. So no, but I love my audience. I mean, these people have been with me, since day one, and they hold me down, and I am so grateful for that. You know. Well, for me, my friend, I have no husband. And if I did have a husband, trust and believe he is someone who's going to support what I do. To be honest with you, I cannot be with a man who is not, that does not have, that does not understand me being a geek. I went down that road before, being with someone who is, someone that I liked was non-geeky. And let me tell you, my friends, that was not a good time. Because then it's like you're constantly having to, like, explain things, and then they're looking at you like you're some kind of weirdo and stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, there are geeks that marry non-geeks and it works out fine. But for me personally, I think one thing that's so important to the solidarity of a relationship is having some sort of common interest and being able to learn from each other. I mean, nothing is more attractive to me than a man that can teach me something new. I think it's a wonderful thing, and vice versa. You know, I am so tired of how sometimes this generation views relationships. And the thing that's really frustrating is these very young, intelligent women out here, and men as well are suffering because there's just so much indecency, and there's so many people who don't want to be, they want to play games. They want to do all this stuff. So, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really cool. Huh. Hey, like I tell people, viewers don't matter, man. That's good. I mean, 25 to 30 viewers is pretty good, to be honest with you. Um, but, I don't know, to me, it's just kind of frustrating. That, some guys find me to be weird, but yet they'll say, oh, I really want a girl that's geeky. And it's like, oh, good bear. But yeah, it can be a little bit frustrating, and like, and when you're more of an intellectual lady too, it makes it a lot tougher because I don't know, some of you guys out here would prefer a girl that's dumb than a girl that, has some intelligence, because that's just been my experience. You know, guys that I have been interested in, like, did not care for me being intellectual, or they thought that I was weird. Like, there was this one guy, I will never forget this. He was cool and everything, but he kept, oh, there's where this, I have been looking for this prick for like 30 minutes. I found,
I do
yes.
not think I have the will to go back into that place.
Oh. Okay. Alright, let me take a look here. Alright, so we're on the... Oh, this is a gate. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, so we have to go talk to Nathriel or whatever. This is so crazy. I will never play this game again. I am sorry, guys, that I am boring you with the super ridiculousness known as Lord of the Rings Online. And watch, people are going to be like, you don't even know how to play the game. You're a noob, 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 noob. And that's the other thing why I don't blame some people for, like, getting out of streaming too sometimes, is when you are constantly bombarded with, like, you're not this type of gamer. Like, it's really annoying. I cannot tell you that how frustrating that is. Okay, let's see here. Thou hast, where is Nathriel? What the heck is this guy? See, this is the thing I hate about these type of games sometimes. It's like, okay, can you open up a clear space for me to find who the heck I need to talk to? Like, what the heck? Okay. I really don't like the navigating system here. So, yeah, it's kind of frustrating. Not gonna lie. But yeah, it's just like what Conical 90 here was saying is, hey, we got Viking Prince in the building. Thanks, man. I just keep it real, man. It's just, I feel it's time for that kind of dialogue. It's so important. For me, I understand how it's like when you're first starting, you're like a beginner geek, right? And you're learning your way around this stuff. Or maybe you're the type of geek that's not like overly geeky. Like, how about that? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just really... Oh, she's a survivor. Oh, okay. Found her. Oh, well, it's like, this is the most depressing game I have ever played in my life. And also, I want to apologize to you guys. For some reason, my what they call it, my viewer count thing is not working, so I can't see who's coming in. So if you come in chat, I do see that, so I do acknowledge that. Okay, now things are getting a lot more fluid. Hey, Mr. Bear, thanks for running through me. But no, like, hey, Viking, how you doing? How's everything, my friend? It's just, man, I just get irritated though sometimes, because it's just like, you know, do you have to be a certain type of geek to fit into, you know, a certain type of community? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, there's some times where I feel like, you know, like, that's the reason why I did this multicultural small streamer guide, is I want people to kind of understand that there's nothing wrong with starting. Like, everybody has to start somewhere, you know? Not everybody's going to be at, you know, the level that you would assume someone to be at. We all, you know, we all learn things differently. We're all in this community because we have different reasons of why we're here. Let me tell you why I'm here, so that you guys know, you know. I'm here because for me, I was always someone that had geek interests, but as funny as it sounds, I did not look the part. So there are many times, and sometimes because I had different interests outside of the geek community, I got ostracized, like, real bad. So because of that, I was like, wait a minute, like, to be a geek, do you really have to fit the stereotype? Like, do you really, you know, like, it's one or the other. It's either you're like that stereotypical geek or you're the sexy geek. Like, there's no gray space. And there's people, like, you know, you don't necessarily have to buy the merchandise of what you love, like what particular things of geekery to be a geek, you know. Sometimes being a geek or proclaiming that, you don't have to proclaim it. It's just who you are. That's what you represent, you know? And that's what I sat down and I was like, you know what? I want to create a stream like this, like have a gaming talk show where we just have these open, honest kind of discussions. And, you know, I wanted to kind of target it, of course, for a more mature, intellectual, gaming audience. But here's the trade-off though. Let me tell you, my friends, when you're starting something new, there's there's always going to be some type of ostracism, you know, that would happen. But the thing that I find funny is when I say I'm intellectual, people think that I am being stuck up, or people are thinking that I am holier than thou, when people don't know that I'm one of these people that if you have questions or, you know, or things you want to ask me, I'll answer it, so long as it's something that I feel that I want to share. Because here's the other tip, my friends, is you don't have to answer every question that someone says to you. If you're not comfortable with it, if it's something that you feel is violating your personal transgression, you don't have to do it. And that may come off as me being a dick or something, but I just feel like we live in a time now, especially with online personalities and streamers and stuff, that people just want to put their whole life out there. And then when you put your whole life out there, what does that do? It opens it up for criticism. It opens it up for everybody to have an opinion. So if you are not comfortable with everybody having an opinion, then there are going to be certain parts of your life that you have to pretty much say is off limits. You say it respectfully. And that's what I do personally. I get so many questions where people kind of, you know, ask me why I'm single, ask me, you know, this, that, and the other. And those are questions that I will definitely answer. But there's just certain parts of my life that I keep off limits because I'm one of these people that, you know, in a way, it's like I love sharing my experiences and helping other people, you know, have that confidence as well, and for them to be to be at the highest level of excellence. And you know why? Because they deserve that. I know how it's like to be marginalized. I know how it's like to
What
be
can I do for you?
treated like you're a piece of
Will you
garbage,
lend me a ear?
Oh, sweet consumables, because you know me, I love eating. But yeah, it's very frustrating. Or people thinking that they know who you are, like I've mentioned earlier. It's just like, what the heck? How do you know who I am when I define who I am? And there are many different experiences, my interpersonal experiences, family influence, significant others, that type of stuff. But you don't know who I am. And it's frustrating, man. I tell you guys, it's a battle. But there are certain parts of your life that you don't have to share. And if someone feels that you're a dick for that, that's fine. Let them think that way. But everybody is entitled to be able to feel like what they want to reveal versus what they don't want to reveal. You don't have to share all your relationships. You don't have to share every single little detail, because if you do, don't complain when someone wants to go ham on you, or they think you're ratchet, or they disagree with something. Always be prepared to articulate your points. Like, that's what I do. Maybe I'm a Vulcan and a Klingon mixed together, but I tell you, my friends, it's not easy. People think that streaming is, oh, you're just playing a game, oh, you're stupid. No, there is a lot of work involved. Like, you know what I did today, guys, to play this stupid game I'm playing right now? I like, first off, the game wouldn't even load. As prehistoric as this game is, the game wouldn't even load for me right. I had to switch from DirectX 10 to DirectX 9, then back up to DirectX 10. Then come to find out that it's not even the DirectX 9 versus 10 issue. It was actually the quality of my graphics. And since my graphics card is a piece of crap, I had to bring it down straight up low. So I spent half of my day, personal time of course, making sure that this stream was taken care of. So when people complain and say, oh, streamers ain't, it's an investment that we take a lot of time to do this for you guys, and because you enjoy it. That's why I invest in doing what I do, because I see that you guys enjoy it. I see, you guys if you guys have any video game requests, please let me know, and if I can fulfill it, I'll definitely check it out. But yeah, I do invest as much time as you guys invest watching the stream. I invest a lot of time making sure that the stream is to the best quality that it can, whether it's financially, whether it's me doing research. And right now I have a whole pile of games that I'm going to be kind of doing first impressions on. And some games, if I really get into it, I'll complete it for you. Just like Harvey Birdman, I got to finish that up too. Now, I'm sorry if I'm not one of these high-end streamers like I always say, but that's not what I am. I'm a girl who appreciates retro gaming. I'm a lady that loves just talking about things that require a brain. I'm sorry, that's who I am. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh my gosh, yeah, like, I don't have a brain. Like, anybody can sit down and be basic like that. And it's very, like I tell people all the time, it is very easy to be a stereotype, but it takes even more energy to be progressive. Because anybody can mimic, impersonate, whatever. You just need the good research, and if you fit certain criteria, you can do it. But not everybody can sit down, have intellectual conversations, and then take that information and translate it in a way that can be relatable for different audiences. That's what we do here on Twitch. Like, for me personally, that's what I do. Everybody has a different message, like I said earlier, that they're trying to convey. But from what I see, like, from a consensus, is that people do Twitch because it's something that they enjoy. They love the community. You know, Twitch has changed people's lives. It's, you know, for many, it's they've met significant others. Like, you know, it just goes, it's beyond the games that we play, guys. You know? So I just want to let you guys know that, because I'm tired of people trying to marginalize me and try to put me in a category. You don't know who I am. You don't know what I represent. And you don't know the heart that I have for you to box me in. You know? But if I were to have that same judgmental attitude, guess what I would be called? An a-hole. But what I try to do is be progressive, guys. I really, whoa, I totally fell off. Yeah, I thought I was gonna die there. I really thought so. Well, this is boom. Well, this is nice. Alright, let's see. Okay, well, I'm out of here. Well, how the heck do I get out of here? Let's see. Yeah, that's what I deserve that, though. This is what I get for, you know, being upset. See, this is what I mean. This is when you don't enjoy your stream, is when you have to take the time to, you know, to be angry about something that you shouldn't even be angry about, but it angers you because you get tired of people trying to marginalize you. This is how, I guarantee, to me personally, I can't speak for everybody, of course, but I am sure this is how a lot of people of color feel sometimes. Is, let's see, how the heck do I get out of here? Let me see here. There are multiple dynamic layers. Okay. Take a look here. Alright. Okay. So this is the map, guys, that I'm looking at here. It is quite wide, as you can see. But I've fallen into a cranny area and I can't get out of here. So let's try this here. I'm gonna get into the water area here and see if I can see, can I get out of here? Let's see. It's gonna allow me to. See here. No, it's not gonna allow me because that would be too easy. So I learned that if you fall off of a castle here, apparently you don't die. Like, that's kind of interesting. Okay, so there's gotta be. Yeah, there's gotta be a way out of here. Let's try to figure this out. So. Oh, dang it. Let's see here. No, and of course I can't, like, hack and slash my way out. Yeah, invalid target. Very no duh. Isn't this funny, guys? There is no way for you to get out of here. There's absolutely no way. You would think in a game like this that there would be a way for you to get out of here, but apparently not. Alright, let me see here. Okay, so let's see. Log out of. Okay, nope, that quits the game. Alright, so let's just log out of here. Screw it. And go back in. And I love the fact that I said I would be gone, but hey, we got Viking Prince up in here, and we have Conical 90, who was very adamant to tell me that he was here and I ignored him. Okay. I just didn't see the counter view. Like, I really didn't. But you know how that goes. Alright, let's see here. Let's enter Middle Earth again. But you know how it goes. Oh my gosh. I kid, Conical, I kid. And here's the other thing, guys. If you're going to come to my stream, I will, you know, if you say something funny, I do joke around. So please do not take that to heart. Oh, the Viking guy's gone? Okay, I see. I'm not going to share. Yeah. I don't share secrets. No. The only time I share sweet secrets is if it's a tip or something like that, where it's like a makeup tip or a skincare tip or something like that. But there's just certain aspects of my life that I keep off limits, you know. And I think a lot the thing that's what I kind of find interesting about YouTube though is that there are some of these YouTube celebrities where it's like, man, they show when they burp in the morning. It's like, what? It's like, that's so insane. I mean, I understand it makes it relatable, but then sometimes, you know, some of them will complain if their relationship, for example, went bad. But it's like, you got to understand that, you know, you need to prepare your partner for the world of, you know, being an online personality. And I think sometimes for me too, that's what makes relationships kind of hard for me too. Is that, you know, is meeting someone that would understand what I do. It's hard. It's really hard. You know, a lot of times you'll meet people. Oh, look at this. Look at this, guys. Look at this. I'm just going to let that sit there for a second. Oh my gosh. I cannot even. Okay, do you see what happened here? Server to connection is lost. It's completely lost. Like, it's ridiculous. So guys, as you can see, this is the reason why, for me personally, I will never ever play Lord of the Rings online. So excuse me. I am so pissed off right now. This game took 16 gigabytes for me to download, made it sound real epic, and I'm playing and the stupid game crashes. Way to go. So, guys, here's the bottom line with Lord of the Rings, or online, oh my God, or the Lord of the Rings online. I highly recommend that you have a computer that will be optimized for this game. Now, I completely understand with a game there will be crashes, that type of stuff. It's annoying. I get it. But, you know. Oh, man. I just don't understand. And what is your number one favorite game? My number one favorite game, I have to say, would be, it's hard, man. No, I take it back. I love Diablo 3. That is my favorite game. That is the one that I enjoy the most, is Diablo 3. It's just one of those games you just turn it on, get into it. The lore is great. It actually is my first Blizzard game that I've ever played. Let's do a Q&A here since this game is not working. So I apologize for the black screen today because it's stupid crashing. But yeah, that would have to be my number one favorite game. I love the lore. I'm up to, like, I think level 43, I think. Yeah. So, yeah, I've been playing Diablo for D3 as I like to call it, for quite some time. Yeah, I'm in a guild too, which is pretty cool. And I need to actually get back on that because I'm sure my guild is like, what the heck? Um, but no, they're very, very supportive. But guys, look, pros for Lord of the Rings Online, you really couldn't find any. But I'll be honest with you, I'll give you some. So, oh, okay. So I would say if you like the Lord of the Rings like timeline, you'll love this game. If you want to have a really nice community, really cool like guilds, which they call kinships, definitely. The con, multiple cons. Number one, if you fall in a certain area, you just can't get out, so you're screwed. Secondly, the game just completely disconnected randomly for no reason. I wonder why. And then on top of that, graphically, the game is very dated. I would assume, that they would hopefully work on updating that in the future or releasing like a part two or something like that. Yeah, it's very frustrating, my friends. It's very, very frustrating. But the bottom line is, guys, like I said earlier, if you are a small streamer and you're a person of color, do not hesitate to do this. Do not be discouraged. Twitch is a great community, but you determine how you make the experience for you. If you come in it positive, you come honest, this will be great for you. If you come in saying I'm gonna suck, then it's gonna be a different experience. If you allow people that are Debbie Downers to make you feel a certain way, it's gonna be a bad experience. But for me, I strive for excellence every time I come on here, and I am really, really, really sorry that today's stream was not my best, like it usually is. Um, but guys, this is what happens sometimes. Is you get a game and it doesn't work the way that it's supposed to. But I like showing that so you guys are aware. So please make sure, especially when you're installing the game too, you want to make sure that DirectX 9 installs correctly for you. And the other thing that's annoying too, that's a con about this game, is every time you launch the installer, it will what does it do? Oh, it'll load all the patches. Like, it's weird. Like, it goes through this really, I'm not sure if it's patches, but it's just this really weird like installation process over and over again. So forget that. But thank you, Conical 90, for coming in. I really appreciate you being here and taking the time to acknowledge that I did not acknowledge you. So I'm sorry about that. It's just today, for some reason, my like viewer count um was not on today, and I just needed to vent today. I'm just so sick and tired of people like just thinking people of color are just stereotypes. Like, there's so much more to us, especially the contributions that we give to the gaming community and the geek community. I mean, there's just so much more to us. That's why I was really glad that Childish Gambino made camp, and because of the internet, it's just time to see that kind of intellectualism to start growing. And for me, I personally feel, honestly, um that change it's starting to happen, but it needs to happen more. And diversity is not only, racially, it's different experiences. Shout outs to the gamer community as well. And it doesn't matter, where you come from. Is If you have a love of games, if you have a passion for doing this, guys, do it. You will start off small sometimes, and sometimes if you're blessed, you may, blow up really quickly. you know there's a lot of unpredictability that happens with Twitch. Like, look what happened just now with my with my game closing on itself. You know what I mean? So that can happen. Um, but that's why people like Twitch, because it's live. Like, it's, you're streaming. It's great. and I will do this for, as long as, definitely, I have the passion, drive. I'm going to just keep upgrading, getting better and getting better. But one thing is, I always tell people, everybody's got to start somewhere. All the big people that we see here on Twitch today is because they worked to a certain point. They did networking, they did all this kind of cool stuff, and they got to a certain point, and now they're at a certain level of success. So for me, success is having, regulars coming here and having a wonderful community. Once again, shout outs to all the people who came in chat today. That really means a lot to me, that you guys invest your own personal time to see what I do, and to, chime in with the topics that I talk about. I just apologize that the Lord of the Rings online, well, you saw what happened here. But guys, like I always say, do you have any suggestions, Conical, before I go here, in regards to games that I should play in the future? Because I have coming up Lineage 2. Some other people wanted for me to play RuneScape. Some other people wanted for me to play what was the other game too? World of War. All right, World of Warcraft. That will definitely be a doozy there. Um Yeah, that's definitely a good one. I'll see. I'm not sure if they have like a free membership or a trial period. I'll probably do that just to get a feel for the game. But I will not be playing World of Warcraft like that. I'm not gonna sit down and pay what? How much is it per month? I forgot now. I just no. Also, guys, I am getting the expansion pack for Guild Wars 2. So I'll be doing that. Level 1 to 20 is free. Okay, cool. So I'll have to download World of Warcraft. Also, I'll be getting back into Devilian, and $15 a month. Okay. I don't know how people have money for that. I certainly don't. I certainly don't. So I will definitely download World of Warcraft. So I'm gonna uninstall this stupid game, and then install World of Warcraft, get set for that, and see how that goes. Do you have any other suggestions before I head out here, my friend? Yeah, see, that's what people say, but then $15 a month, it adds up. It does. It adds up. And unless you play that game enough to the point where you can pay for for your subscription free. Like, I have a friend that he plays that much. So, and then it'll give me a good idea to kind of understand what the hype is about, cuz I never understood why, like, wow. Um and let me just put up my BRB background so that way pardon me here, guys. I don't know what happened there. I don't know why it didn't show up. What the heck? It's just not my day today, I swear. Um, but okay, so you don't have any other suggestions. All right, let me wrap this up one more time. So, guys, as you can see, this is how a stream works sometimes. Sometimes you will have things work, sometimes they won't work the way that they're supposed to. And that is just what comes with doing this. I keep telling people this all the time. You gotta practice. With OBS, open up preview stream so you can see how your stream looks like before you broadcast it to Twitch. You want to make sure you know how to configure everything correctly, so that takes time as well. Also, make sure to do the doggone research about what equipment, your peripherals, or accessories, if you want to call it that as well. You don't have to go out and buy an expensive, accessories. You don't have to have your whole setup Razer. It doesn't have to be all Corsair. It doesn't have to be all Logitech. It doesn't have to, unless it's something where they're linked together. So, for example, like my Xbox 360 controller, I use this, for example, to play Gauntlet with. This has to be interfaced, of course, with the wireless gaming receiver here. So that's like kind of like an exception. But overall, you got to get what works for you, works for your budget. You have to get things that are affordable. I mean, it blows my mind how people just buy all this stuff and then sometimes don't know how it works, and you have to understand the correlation of how things work because people will ask you those questions. And for me, that's why I'm taking the time to learn. So guys, like I say, I love you each and every one of you because you guys invest so much time into what I do. Once again, I apologize for the game not working the way that it was supposed to. So will I be playing Lord of the Rings online? Heck no. Because if I had interruptions like this all the doggone time, it would totally piss me off. So definitely will be downloading World of Warcraft and then testing that out and see how that goes. And then I have Lineage 2. I have Ran Online, which is a very classic MMO. It's been around for a while. I'm surprised it's still up, to be honest. I don't know a lot of people who play. It's still very popular overseas, though. And then I'll be getting into my PS2 games because I have a pretty decent collection. So I'll play through some of the stuff so you guys can see what I have. And Witcher 3, but I won't be able to do that till I get a better graphics card. And I might get Skyrim. Either Skyrim, Oblivion, or I might get Skyrim to get the new expansion that just came out too. I might get some more Sims stuff because you guys really enjoyed me playing Sims yesterday. So I'll be getting back into that so you guys can see what happens to my girl Riley. And yeah, that's about it, guys. So thanks so much, Conical 90, Viking Prince. Who the heck else was in here? Warrior 411, Warf's Life, Shock Trooper 238. Yeah, that's about it. Okay. Not to be like that, but no, thanks guys for your time. And like I always say, guys, remember to get smart and stay